Hi, I'm Heather, and I have a card for you today featuring darkroom door stamps, some masking, and watercolor. I'm working on Fabriano 100% cotton hot press watercolor paper, just a one-layer card. So I've done the fold and I'm masking it off, masking my painting area off with washi tape. And now usually I mask with painter's tape, the frog tape for delicate surfaces, the yellow one. And I still do use that, but I've had a bit of success lately with washi tape, and I don't really use washi tape for much else. So handy to use it this way, and it's been really good at not letting anything creep under in those corners. Sometimes with the masking tape, occasionally you get a little bleed under the corners, but the washi tape, I'm not getting that, so I decided to work with washi tape. It's taped down to my glass mat, and I'm also using my glass mat as a palette. I'm using 3 distress inks, Ice Spruce, Chip Sapphire, and Seedless Preserves. Those are 3 of my favorites, and you can't see it on the screen, but just off to the right is my jar of clean water. So I'm just dipping in that and using plenty of water so that when I do add in the color, it just moves into the area that's already wet, and then I have time to blend. I don't have to worry that I'm going to get it drying on the panel. I've got lots of water on there, and I can add more color and it moves into the other colors. They mix together. I get kind of a purpley shade with the mix of the blue and the Seedless Preserves color. Now while it's still wet, I'm sprinkling on some salt. It's not really fine, it's not really coarse, it's kind of a medium grade. And then because I'm impatient, I'm drying it. You could just set it aside to dry, air dry, but if you do use the heat tool like I do, don't have it up close. You don't want to cook your salt, you just want to dry the panel, and then you'll tell as soon as you start to move that salt. You can tell if it's dry. If it's not, give it a few more minutes or give it another little blast. Just you can see all the pretty patterns that the salt made. And then I'm just going to remove my washi tape and see what a nice clean edge I've got. Isn't that satisfying? That's so satisfying. That's why I like to mask things, for the satisfying conclusion of taking the tape off. So I got no bleeds under the edges this time, which is great. Just emptied off that salt so that I could get on with the stamping. I'm using some darkroom door stamps to finish my design on this card. The set is Wildflowers Volume 1, and I'm using 2 of the flower heads and the little dragonfly. I'm just going to have them mainly inside my masked area, a little bit of overlap on the side, but I don't want overlap down the bottom, so I'll just replace my washi tape mask there. And then I'm going to ink with Versafine Clair Nocturne, which is a beautiful, dark, juicy black ink, permanent ink, not a water-soluble ink. So I'm just inking that up, and I have to do several impressions, not because the ink is not dark enough, but because the watercolor paper, even though it's hot pressed and it's smooth, it's still got texture to it. If you look closely, it's kind of like a fabric texture. So you need to do a few impressions to get a nice bold black. I don't think it's my ink pad. Sometimes I am a little remiss in not re-inking my ink pads, but the ink pad is pretty juicy at the moment. I'm just making sure I get a nice solid impression. My sentiment is from Warm Wishes. The Warm Wishes set, also from Darkroom Door, has several nice little scripty sentiments, so I've pulled out the Big Hugs one, and I'm going to finish the card with that, just to make sure that I get it aligned nicely. I'm just stamping first on a piece of acetate so I can take a look. Yep, it's in line, so I'll remove the acetate. You can be sure that if I hadn't used the acetate, that's when it would have been a little crooked, but it was right. So just 2 inkings for that, and there's my card. So maybe this technique isn't new to you, but it might remind you that it's nice to pull out a little bit of salt sometimes with your watercolor. Maybe do a little masking. All the supplies are linked here, and there are more details on my blog, cards.heathertelford.com. So join me over there. You can see more projects that I've done with these stamps, these techniques. Thanks for joining me today. See you again soon. Bye.